Alright everybody, welcome back to the next exciting episode of Psychonauts. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So we could advance in the story, and we still might. But as for me, I'm gonna go exploring a little bit. Episode 1 kind of just launched. So I got some stuff kind of want to go back and check on. What are you doing?
You know, a nutcracker might be faster. Tonight, when this baby is full of fine ladies, I'm going to see everything. How are you gonna fill that nut with ladies? No, dude. The girl's cabin. I've got a man on the inside. I get it. You're using clairvoyance. You grabbed one of the squirrel's nuts, and now you're using clairvoyance on it to form a mental link and see what the squirrel sees. Could you say acorns instead of nuts if you repeat that to anybody else? Teach me how to do that. Hey, I paid a little bit of attention in class, but not that much. What you need is an expert in clairvoyance, where I am merely an expert in the ladies.
An expert in the ladies. Alright, what button do I press again? It's been a minute. Oh, not that. What am I missing? Oh. What? I swear I pressed the Y. Alright, I'm just gonna take some time to round up some goodies. We need to start moseying our way back over to the camp store. But I'm gonna look, because these are just, you know, respawning. There's no reason not to grab them on our way. And now we'll just mosey on back over to the camp store. Alright, here we are in the cafeteria with the sickest beats.
Anything new in the store?
Take a look. Whoa, that's my last cobweb duster. And with that, whoa, that's my last cobweb duster.
800, oof.
And with that, you can change the now here's something every young side.
Hmm.
Now that dowsing rod will help you find arrowheads that are buried deep. That's where all the really valuable ones are, you know. Find 3 now. You take that.
All right, let's grab a. Sorry, I'm
excellent choice.
thinking.
What else can I do you for?
I'll take it.
Sold to the big-headed kid with the
Probably want to
gloves.
grab a couple of
What
these.
else can I do you for?
I'll take it.
Alrighty then. What else can I do you for?
And now I want to grab one of these.
Sold to the big-headed kid with the gloves.
Alright, the dowsing rod can be used to find deeper, more valuable Psychonauts arrowheads. Is that how we said we say it? Equip the dowsing rod and watch and listen to its changing color and sound. This is how it lets you know that you are getting closer to the deep arrowheads. Once you are in the right spot, press Y repeatedly to attract the arrowhead.
That's it for now.
Alright.
Okay. I was worried it would be... Okay. I was worried it was going to be a one-time only item. How do I equip it? Did it say? Surely. Oops, don't mean to be doing that. Okay, there we go. It's gonna change color. I don't know if it naturally leans a different way or... Seems to not be bright over here. We're all kind of learning together. Oh. Is it doing that because I'm... Wish I knew how this worked. Hey, I don't know what I did, but finally got it to work. Okay.
I'm not picking up anything.
I know.
Must not be any deep arrowheads nearby.
Thank you for that. Alright, let's keep going, this way. I got other stuff to do, too, while also trying to find this. Okay, so I still can pick up the ones. Not quite here. Here? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, are we sensing or not? Alright, so I want to try this. See if we can, like, bust this part open, or if this is just okay.
Remember to keep filling up those scavenger hunt forms.
That worked how I wanted it to work.
For the winner.
I don't know if it's going to yield anything of interest. No. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Give me this. So we do have other things to do, but I just wanted to say that if I play this game and you guys know tips, tricks, secrets, whatnot, feel free to, because one of my viewers has already played through this game, and
Look at those two. Who'd even want a stupid friendship bracelet?
I don't know.
people who
I
have
wouldn't
stupid
mind one.
friends.
Yeah? Well, that's stupid.
You tell them. Okay. Enough with the lollygagging around. Ooh, shiny arrowhead. Oh my gosh. I don't know if my mic is gonna pick it up, but my cats are gladly tearing my house apart. As kitty cats do. Let's grab that. We have two cats and they love to run around the halls and try to mutilate each other. Truly a sight to behold. I don't know why. Just how they play. It's really funny. One cat is ungraceful as all get out.
Where would you like me to take you, Agent?
And the other cat is as dramatic as all get out.
Could afford, I mean, my
So when they get in a
sanctuary.
fight, one cat's just like, "Rah, rah, rah," just acting like she's dying. And then she'll get up and try to run away, and the other one will try to follow her. And the other one just knocks down everything, hits everything in the way. It's truly something unique. It wants us to get...
Before I use this machine, I have to go to the camp store and buy some delicious taffy.
A mental cobweb dust.
A mental
Oh, wrong thing. This is the one I would like. Boom! Dude, it's like something out of the future, man. Oh, okay, so it just goes ahead and knocks out all the ones that I can do. Awesome. Alright, well, with that out of the way, I think it's time to go back into the one thing with Sasha. So that's where I'm headed. Actually, I should cut back in for two reasons. A, being in this area reminded me of me talking about GameStop in one of the earlier episodes. And I've actually done that and recorded it. And there's a chance that it's already out. I've already made a video about it, and there's a chance it's already out on the channel of me picking up retro games from GameStop. I picked up 4 games thanks to the sale. Got them pretty discountedly, I would say. So go check that out. And now I want to come back in here because I was scared of these bears. Maybe I still should be. But we didn't go in here last time because of the bear. But the more kind of PSI powers I get, the less scary some of these places are going to become. Not that I know if there's anything even down here exactly. But I know that Oh, shoot. Okay. So it actually looks like there might be something up here. And it just depends. We may explore this area and we may not actually get back to Sash's mind by the end of this episode. We'll just have to see. You know, no rush, no real plan exactly. Just gonna explore. Can we get on here? Thank you. Oh, that's how we get to that egg. Awesome, got the condor egg. I need to, well, see if I can figure out a way up there. So that gives me some exploring to do. Sometimes when I'm playing platformer games, it's kind of more of a challenge to actually commentate about the game itself. Which is kind of a shame. See if we can finagle our way. Because I am putting... Whoops. I am putting kind of thought into mapping out my next moves. Alright, I want to go... I actually want back up here. So some parts, it's just kind of self-aware, you know. Some parts of Psychonauts kind of require me... Like when I was using the one thing to get the arrowheads underground, which I should probably do for this area too. There wasn't a whole lot to actually commentate about. Okay, I still want to be up on higher ground. I'm going to choose to take the string on down, even though we could have took the ladder to get down just as easily. But I want to come over here. Okay. We're up over here. So that's kind of my question. Do you guys play retro games? So, for the record, Psychonauts is beginning to become retro. I mean, the game came out during the Xbox era, which is now debatably retro, or straight up is retro, depending on how you look at it. I want up on these guys, so we're gonna have to find a way up here. So what's the oldest kind of system you guys play? If you're not sure, like, I don't really know if it's retro or if it's modern. I've heard many different definitions. I've heard, what is it, maybe like 2 consoles back, so the Xbox would be retro, and then next generation the 360 would be getting retro, and the PS3 would be getting retro. I mean, some people already kind of consider the Wii retro, and that's had the Wii U and the Switch out already. You could say 10 years or 15 years or just whatever number you kind... I know some people are more rigid and they just have certain years. To them, like the NES is retro and that's it, or the Atari's retro and that's it, you know. It's different, I guess, for everybody. I don't know if there's a unanimous... this is retro. Some people are like, no, the PS2 is not retro. Then others like, yeah, I mean, the system's old. Alright, got that. It is kind of funny to think about a console you grew up on as being like old now. Darn. Because for me, my first console was like the Game Boy Color, I think, and the N64. Some handheld that I was playing the OG Pokemons on. Could have been the original Game Boy. Could have been the Game Boy Color. I'm not entirely sure on that. And my first home console was definitely the N64. I didn't really play video games until... Come on. Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64. And Pokemon. Those were probably like my first 3 games. I think it's time to go to Sasha's camp now. I spent a lot of time lollygagging here. But yeah, what was do you play retro consoles? You can say whether you still play them or maybe a console you loved back in the day. Maybe you had a PS1 as a kid, you don't have it anymore, but you know, Spyro, Resident Evil, you know, you love those games. Peek in the hole into my heart. That's the first time we've heard her, I guess, actually finish that. I don't know how much we'll be able to commentate about stuff outside the game once we actually get going with this.
More things.
Okay.
Enough with my mind. Even though no one has said anything about your mind, but I think I said that last time.
Time to face my big diving helmet spitting personal demons.
That's the spirit.
Okay. Like there's an... Can I... Oh, okay. It didn't actually do anything. So, will it tell me whose door these are? Sasha's shooting gallery. Okay.
Oh no. What are you doing back in here?
Practicing.
Oh, would you like to run the course again?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Oh, Raz, it was all arranged to make you an expert fighter, and it worked. Now, if you'd like to run the course again, just shoot the controller on any given face. To close that face up and open another, shoot any... Fair enough.
I actually
The part where the giant sensor had...
Okay.
just want to leave.
Not much to do here except clean up all the cobwebs, collect all the figments, and get any vaults that are left.
Okay, use smelling salt to exit this level. Use smelling salt. How? How do I? I think that's the question on everyone's mind is how do I? Not that.
Man, these things smell terrible.
Does it like
Sure
wake you
wanna
up or
do
something?
this? Yes, I want to go back to the real world that badly.
So, okay. That's pretty interesting. It's kind of cute, kind of clever. Alright, let's get back into Raz's Mind now. Though, for me, I'm playing my GameCube so much. That's kind of my retro console I have at my disposal at the moment. It was kind of my PS2. I was playing some Final Fantasy, some Dark Cloud, the original Spyro since it's backwards compatible. But I've just been on the Super GameCube kick. Crazy. That's my teleporter. So, I mean, if you're into retro games, I'm going to try to do some videos kind of talking about, showing off some retro games that I'm playing at the moment. And like I said, of course, if you're into Psychonauts, this game is, you know, teetering towards being retro. Alright, big, scary thing. Eat that. Defeat the big monster I saw. That was easy. Look at how happy they get. It changes the tone of the game so drastically. We went from fighting this evil fog monster to yay! Continue the pursuit of the Dream Bunny. I just started playing... Okay, there's a mental cobweb thing.
Where'd it go? Don't tell me I imagined that whole thing.
I just started playing Final Fantasy 15. So that's been interesting so far. I've had kind of mixed opinions on the Final Fantasy series so far. I really liked the first one, and I have played the snot out of 10 and 13 to mixed emotions.
Creation, I command you to stop. Dang.
I'm not a big fan in Final Fantasy X how you can't save anywhere. For me, that's really put a damper on... That's really put a damper on progress, because I get to parts where I just get stuck. I keep dying. And so I have to keep restarting. There's this one part I'm at. I'm not too far into it. But I won't sit here and go into too much detail. But essentially, it's this long stretch of road, and it's honestly not that too long. It just feels long to me, because I've had to do it like 8,000 times. But more or less what's going on is there's a couple of fight scenes on the actual road itself. And I get through those fine, and I get to the end of the road. And it's kind of like a semi-boss fight kind of thing. I don't remember too well. It's been a little bit since I played it. And I died to the little boss fight, and I have to redo the entire part because it loads your last save. And I'm just not a big fan of games where they load your last save and it undoes. And sometimes you may put an hour or so into progress between saves, and if you die, I mean, that's just it. I feel like that's a very archaic game mechanic, or you're doing it for difficulty purposes, but you know, if you're not doing it for difficulty purposes, I feel like it's very archaic. The restarting at your last save point. Alright, get that. Time is precious, you know, and you can't just sit there and redo the same part over and over and over. You start asking yourself, why aren't I just playing any other game where I could actually make progress? That's just my opinion. I'm enjoying kind of the story, and the graphics for a PS2 game I think are fine. Especially they have some cutscenes in Final Fantasy X, namely. They have some cutscenes that look really good on the PS2, I think. As for Final Fantasy 13, I don't know. I've figured out, only after getting the game and playing it, that it's a pretty hated entry. I mean, I've seen people who see the positives in it, the people who say the story or the graphics or the combat or whatever. I mean, people find stuff they like about the game, which is good. But I get a feeling that the overall community is not thrilled about it. And that's kind of where I've arrived at with it too. Eat that, eat that, eat that. Namely because one of my favorite aspects of RPGs are character customization and actions and consequences. So I'm a big Fallout fan. I love the character customization. Achievement unlocked. Ooh. And I love that your actions actually have consequences, and you can greatly affect... You get to play a role in the world you live in, and that role is not predetermined for you. That's something I've always liked. I guess maybe about Western RPGs. I don't know. I don't know if JRPGs do it too much, because I played Final Fantasy X and 13, and the story is very, kind of already decided, and your role you're going to play in the world is already determined.
Little boy, I am sorry to say that you have a very serious mental problem. The trouble originates in this area, here. The area that we in the medical profession like to refer to as the brain. You see, son, it's just no good. I hate to be so blunt, but you have the insanity of a manatee.
I know. People are always saying that. What do you think's wrong with my brain, Doctor?
How should I know? I'm a dentist. But here's what you know. If a tooth is bad, you pull it.
But my teeth are fine.
Yep, mad brain's got to come out, boy. It's the quickest way to...
I'm a dentist!
Insanity of the mind!
But I don't want to...
Now hold still. This will only hurt until your brains come flying out.
Get back! No!
Don't worry, Dogen. I'm coming up there to
Dogen!
save you.
What is wrong, Rasputin?
No time to explain, Sasha.
Yeah, this is my dream. Why is Dugan getting just annihilated in my dream? Anyway. I'm playing Final Fantasy 15, and I noticed some similarities. The customization doesn't really come in your actions. It comes in your, kind of like skills, if you will. Maximum projection depth increased. Right. I knew it. Oh, is that someone moving? That's interesting. I don't think we've come across a moving one yet, have we? Punch vault to open. Whoops, went the wrong way. The world shall taste my eggs. Indeed. If I can, okay. In the world? That escalated, didn't it?
Okay, what the hell was that? I'm seeing some crazy stuff in here, Sasha. This can't be right.
Ah, why did I buy the cheap brain tumbler?
Right? It's always the cheap brain tumbler. They get you that 50% off melon rebate. Boy. It's not in your actions and how you interact with characters, though. I've seen it come up. I think there's like a good, a nice, and a mean or bad kind of dialogue option, which I don't know. It's appreciated, I guess. And I've noticed it affects little things, but I don't know how much it actually affects the overall.
There's no way to get any higher.
You must use your levitation power.
Do I even
don't know how
have
to
that?
levitate.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't even have that.
I had no idea you were at such a remedial level.
Hey,
Lucky for you, we have one
Dude,
of
I'm
the
like
world's
10.
foremost levitators on staff.
Agent Mia Vodello, the mental minx.
Precisely. You'll need this oarsman's badge to reach her at the docks. I'll try to determine where this interference is coming from. Return when you've earned your levitation merit badge.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode. To conclude the whole Final Fantasy thing, I do probably plan on getting around to at least 10. I'm not sure about 13. Just because I think that game is very long, and I don't know. I've heard that 13 opens up towards the tail end of it. I just had to ask myself how many hours I want to spend. The combat was fun. The graphics are fine, yeah. The characters were okay so far. So I may go back to 13. Oh, we should see if we can get that. Anyway, I'm enjoying Final Fantasy 15, but I'm not that far into it. I just started last night. So I played a little bit today and yesterday. Let me see if I can... Yeah, easy peasy. Okay, or not. Where are we going with this, though? We were talking about old retro games, and then... How did I start talking about RPGs? Oh, I said I have my PS2 up. That's what started it, right? Yeah, so let me know what systems you guys have hooked up, or whether you play retro games or not. There's Fossil. Okay. That falls into the scavenger hunt items, right? Oh, for Sasha's Underground Lab. Ah, that's a checklist for the area. Okay. Press A. So we got the wood pipe, Psychonauts comic number 1. I hope I wasn't too close to the mic during this episode. Condor egg and the fossil. Okay. So wait, is that the only comic? Clyde the Cautious Cougar, who teaches fire starting safety. The thrilling origin issue in which the Psychonauts get their name and design their first costumes. Okay. Well, like I said, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Share with a friend. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next exciting episode of Psychonauts.